Hi everyone, welcome along today. So I'm holding a sink mixer tap in my hand for a reason, and that's because I want to show you a problem that some of you have been getting with your tap. This one's out of a sink, but it could also be a wash hand basin or even a bath tap for that matter. But the common problem with them all is that when you get a leak and it runs down, it's quite a problem to find out the source of that leak, and you find you've got a wet cupboard and it just seems to be coming down the thread here. So let's have a look why that could be happening. If you've got this particular type of tap, this mixer I took out in my house just a couple of weeks back, and it's one of these with the lift lever and you turn it left and right so on to get hot or cold water. First things to check with these is that there's not a leak coming from one of these seals here. It's here or from the top or from the bottom of the tap. So we're looking at the tap being fastened in the sink like so. If you've got water around the base of the sink here where the washer is, then it's a leak from the tap and you've got to take this off. I've got a video on repairing one of these taps. I'll give you the link for that now. So if you've got water around the top here, then that water could be coming through, making its way under the sink, because the washer here might be gone. There's a washer, a sealing washer there, and if that's not sealed properly, then it could be running down and down through these threads here. So let's take a little look what holds these in, shall we? If you look at your sink, you'll have this arrangement where this is bolted up through the sink here. So we're going to undo that and take this bit off. You'll have a nut here. Again, I've got a video on taking these out, so it's quite easy to do. And we undo this and take this away. Now, as you can see, that is like a horseshoe type of arrangement. You're going to have to take the tap out of the sink if you find that your leak is not coming from above anywhere, but is probably coming from the joint under here. So what we're going to do is take these washers. This is the sealing washer, by the way, that seals under there. That one could be split, and which is allowing water to come through if you've got a leak above, okay, and it's coming through. But more than likely, it's not usually the case. What it is usually it could be a little washer inside here. Inside this joint here is a washer, and I'm going to take it off and show you exactly what it is, because I've undone and loosened one of these off. And if we take this off, I'll unscrew it, and you'll see that there's a little tiny washer. And you see that there, a little tiny washer, and that one is the one that generally goes. Now, when you fit these, they usually say on the instructions just to hand tighten them, but another good thing, I always give it a little twist with a pair of grips to get it up. So get a new washer on there, they are quite easily available, and just screw it back in, and that's usually the problem solved. So the other thing to look for with these is sometimes up this end, the spout end, this also screws in, a little washer, and sometimes you get a run of water comes down the spout there and runs down and drips off. So again, if that washer seal isn't any good where it goes onto the sink, it could run down and come through and run down the pipes. Very rarely is it the flexi on this end where it joins a coupling. Although saying that, it can sometimes be, do check that, but this would be all dry above. Just to summarise then, these taps, whatever the mixer are, just check the water is not coming from above. None of these joints are leaking. Like that one was leaking there, as you can see it. There's the old stain running onto the draining board. And if that's all dry above there, you know it's got to be this little flexi hose, or it could be a straight pipe. Sometimes it's a straight copper pipe with the same little washer fits in there as on the flexi. So even if it's straight copper pipes, it could still be this little washer right there. And it's been a problem, a bane in us plumbers' lives, these little washers. They often do leak, unfortunately, and you've got to get the tap right out to do it, because usually they don't undo even in position. You've got to get the tap out to fix the problem. So there we are, just a little one. It's a simple little thing that's gone wrong, but causes obviously the usual great deal of mess. Okay, so I hope by having the tap out and showing you what is what without it being up in place is kind of a lot easier to see what's going on. Okay, that's it then from me. All my stuff, you know, to go usual place, Darren33. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.